Courage, the cowardly dog in the middle of nowhere. Lies a house, and inside something watches, something waits. But it is not evil. It is a heart that trembles, and still dares to fight. This is not just the story of a dog. This is the beginning of fear itself. The camera drifts slowly over a wide stretch of barren land. Grass moves like waves beneath a pale, lifeless sky. No birds, no people, no sound except the wind. The shot lingers, giving the audience time to feel how empty this world is. A storm builds in the distance. Dark clouds rolling like an ocean turned upside down, lightning flashes, and for a split second, the farmhouse appears old wood, cracked windows, a roof that looks ready to fall apart. The place does not look like a home. It looks like a secret buried in the middle of nowhere. The screen goes dark again, but the creak of a door opening pulls us forward. Inside the house, shadows stretch across the floor. Furniture is old and worn, shapes barely lit by the dim glow of a lamp. The hallway seems endless, swallowing the light whole. At the end of that hallway, a pair of glowing eyes flicker, then vanish. The audience is left wondering, was it real or just a trick of the storm? A deep, calm voice begins to speak, cutting through the emptiness with steady weight. Fear lives here. It moves in the wind, it hides in the shadows, it knocks when the world is asleep. Yet, in this house, there is one who faces it all. The sound of claws tapping nervously on wooden floors breaks the silence. A small shadow darts across the frame, quick, jittery, almost too fast to see. Another flash of lightning fills the room, revealing the outline of a dog crouched low, eyes wide with dread. His whole body shakes, but he does not run. He holds his ground, even when the thunder crashes above. The storm grows louder. The wind rattles the windows, and the walls groan as if the house itself is alive. The voice continues, weaving into the sound of the storm. They call him a coward. Yet courage is not the absence of fear. It is standing when the darkness tells you to fall. The camera pulls back, showing the farmhouse against the black sky. Lightning splits the clouds again, painting the house in white light before plunging it into shadow. The sound of a door slamming echoes across the fields, followed by the faint, trembling whine of the dog. The fields sway violently, as though unseen hands are brushing through the grass. The horizon bends with the storm, and something inhuman stirs just beyond sight. Shadows ripple across the ground, growing larger, stretching closer to the farmhouse. The audience catches only glimpses, an arm, a claw, a face that flickers in and out like broken film. The dog whimpers, but his paws dig into the wooden floor. His heart races, his ears twitch at every sound. The storm rattles the walls harder. A chair tips over in the corner. The glow of the lamp flickers, threatening to die. The voice lowers, calm and steady, almost like a warning. This is the place where nightmares breathe. But even here, in the middle of nowhere, hope survives. And its name is Courage. The camera slams to black as thunder roars. For a moment there is silence again. Only the faint sound of heavy breathing remains, sharp, fast, afraid. But unbroken, the farmhouse fades back into view, lit only by the storm above. The fields now seem alive, shapes shifting in the dark, pressing closer. The dog steps forward, trembling but unyielding. His shadow stretches across the floor, looking larger than he is, like something ready to face what waits outside. The screen fades again, leaving the storm behind. Only a single line echoes into the silence, chilling and resolute. Courage. The cowardly dog, asterisk, the storm outside does not fade. It circles the farmhouse like a beast that cannot find a way in. The wind hammers the windows, bending the walls with every howl, but inside the atmosphere shifts. For the first time, warmth pushes back against the shadows. The kitchen glows with the soft light of a lantern. The air is calm here, untouched by the storm. A woman hums to herself, her voice kind, her rhythm steady. She moves slowly, with gentle hands, pouring tea into an old chipped cup. Her frame is small, fragile, yet filled with a strength that does not shout but whispers. This is Muriel. The one bright flame in a world of shadows. The dog trembles at her feet, his wide eyes darting to every sound that leaks through the house. Yet when she bends down and places her hand on his head, he freezes. His breathing slows, his shaking eases. Her touch does not erase his fear, but it reminds him that he is not alone. Her voice, soft as the sound of rain against glass, drifts into the air. There now, courage. It's only thunder. Nothing to be afraid of. The storm cracks louder than before, as though mocking her words, but she does not flinch. Her calmness is not ignorance. It is defiance. She knows the world is darker than most imagine, but she chooses to meet it with kindness. For her, the dog is not just a pet. He is family. The calm shatters when a door slams open. The hallway fills with heavy footsteps, each step dragging, each one louder than it should be. The man who enters is a shadow of anger, tall and sharp. His hat sits low over his face, his mouth set in a permanent scowl. His voice slices the air, bitter and coarse. Stupid dog. Always shacking, always barking at nothing. This is Eustace, husband to Muriel, master of the house and the hand that never knew gentleness. His words strike harder than the thunder, and courage shrinks back, tail tucked, ears flat. The warmth of the kitchen fades as his presence fills the room. He stomps past Muriel, ignoring the storm, ignoring the trembling dog at his feet. His focus is only on himself, muttering about broken tools, empty fields, and a world that never gives him what he wants. His anger is not aimed at the monsters outside, it is aimed at everything around him. The contrast is clear. Muriel, the light. Eustace, the shadow. And between them, courage trapped, trembling, yet bound by love to protect the one person who protects him. The camera lingers on Courage's face. His eyes flick between Muriel's gentle smile and Eustace's looming figure. His fear is real, choking, but so is his loyalty. Even in his shaking, even in his silence, the choice forms. When danger comes, it will not be Muriel who stands alone. A deep rumble shakes the house. The lamp flickers. The floorboards creak as though something heavy presses against them from below. Muriel tilts her head, puzzled. Eustace scoffs, waving it off, but Courage stiffens. His nose twitches, his ears prick, and his eyes widen at something only he can sense. The voice returns, heavy with weight. Muriel, the kind heart. Eustace, the cruel hand. And Courage, the unlikely hero. Quick flashes ripple across the screen, Courage pulling Muriel away from falling beams. Courage barking into the night at unseen shapes. Courage darting through endless fields as shadows chase him. Each image is faster than the last, blending terror with devotion. Muriel's soft laugh echoes faintly. Oh, you silly dog. Eustace's harsh growl follows. Stupid mutt. Both voices overlap as Courage's whimper cuts through. Caught between love and cruelty, the storm answers with another bolt of lightning, bright enough to paint the world white. In that flash, the audience sees them all. Muriel, fragile but fearless. Eustace, sharp and cruel. And Courage, small, shaking but unyielding. The voice closes this section with a slow, deliberate tone. In this house, fear is not just outside. It lives within. But even here, courage will rise. The farmhouse creaks louder, the storm grows closer, and somewhere in the distance, a shadow moves. The world of nowhere is not just empty fields and quiet nights. It is a stage where love, cruelty, and fear collide. And at the center of it all, a dog that dares to fight. The storm outside does not rest. It grows, twisting the night into something unnatural. The windows rattle as if the wind has fingers clawing to get inside. The farmhouse groans under the weight of something pressing in from all sides. Courage feels it first. His ears twitch. His body stiffens. His eyes widen, following something invisible that slithers through the walls. Muriel hums in the kitchen, unaware. Eustace mutters in his chair, his hat pulled low, pretending the world has nothing that can shake him. But Courage knows. His heart pounds against his ribs like a drum begging to be heard. He lets out a sharp, trembling bark. The sound cuts through the house, high-pitched and desperate. Silence answers him. A silence too heavy, too thick, like the air itself is holding its breath. Then a knock. 3 slow, heavy knocks on the front door. The sound does not belong to a visitor. It belongs to something older, something patient, something that already knows what waits inside. Muriel looks up, puzzled. Now, who could that be in weather like this? She whispers. Eustace growls, annoyed, stomping his boots on the wooden floor. Nothin' but salesman. I'll show 'em. He yanks the door open. The storm should rush in, but it doesn't. Instead, a figure stands on the threshold, tall, thin, its shape bent at impossible angles. Lightning flashes, revealing its grin, too wide, too sharp, too still. For a second, the audience sees its eyes, empty sockets glowing faintly, like coals buried deep in ash. Then the door slams shut by itself, the figure is gone, but the house is not empty. Anymore, the walls begin to crawl with shadows, long arms stretching across the ceiling. The floor trembles under unseen weight. A whisper trickles through the house, words too broken to understand. A language that scratches the ear instead of filling it. Courage yelps, his body shaking violently, yet he plants himself in front of Muriel. His small frame trembles, but his growl rises from somewhere deep. Almost swallowed by fear, but still alive. Muriel gasps, clutching her chest while Eustace curses, waving his fists into the air as if anger alone can fight what he refuses to see. The voice returns. Steady, haunting. When nightmares walk the earth, only one will stand against them. The screen flashes in quick cuts, a shadowy hand reaching through the window glass. A figure with glowing eyes watching from the cornfield. Muriel screaming as the lights flicker out. Courage pulling her by the sleeve into the hallway. Eustace standing in the dark, his laughter blending with something monstrous. The storm outside begins to bleed into the house. Water seeps under the doors, though the rain is nowhere to be seen. The wallpaper peels, revealing black, writhing shapes beneath. A cold wind sweeps through, carrying with it the sound of laughter not human, not animal, something in between. Courage darts from corner to corner, barking at every moving shadow, his tiny body a blur of panic. Yet each time Muriel stumbles, he is there, pulling, pushing, refusing to leave her behind. His eyes are wide, terrified, but they burn with something stronger than fear. The scene cuts to the fields outside. Lightning strikes again, showing shapes crawling on all fours, racing through the grass, too many legs, too many teeth. Their bodies vanish with each flash, appearing closer when the darkness returns. They do not run like animals. They stalk like hunters. The farmhouse stands alone, surrounded. Inside, Courage pushes Muriel into a closet, barking wildly as the doorknob rattles on its own. The wood bends, splintering as if something huge presses against it. Eustace shouts from another room, but his voice sounds distant, broken by static. When Muriel calls for him, only a low growl answers. The screen shifts to black. A single breath echoes shaky, fast. Courage's eyes fill the frame. His pupils shrink as he looks up, and the audience sees what he sees. A shadow towering above him, filling the hallway from floor to ceiling. The shape bends down, its face stretching toward him. The voice deepens, slow and grim. Fear comes in many forms, but courage comes in only one. The hallway explodes in light as lightning tears open the sky. The screen cuts to black again. Only the echo of Courage's trembling whine lingers, fading into silence. The night reaches its breaking point. The storm no longer sounds like thunder, it roars like an army pressing against the walls of the farmhouse. Every window rattles, every board creaks, and the very air seems to pulse with a rhythm that does not belong to nature. It is the heartbeat of something ancient, something that feeds on fear. The camera drifts down a dark hallway. Each step forward feels heavier, slower, as though the house itself resists. Doors slam shut on their own, trapping what little light is left. Only one door remains open, the one at the very end. A soft glow spills from it, flickering like candlelight. Courage stands there, alone, his small body trembling. His paws shuffle, wanting to turn back, but his eyes burn with the knowledge that Muriel is behind him, depending on him. A sound echoes down the hall. A scream, Muriel's scream. It's faint, muffled, like it comes from beneath the floor. Courage's ears shoot up. His chest heaves, his claws scrape against the wood as he pushes forward. The hallway stretches unnaturally long, each step pulling him deeper into the dark. Shadows twist along the walls, faces forming in them, whispering his name in voices that crawl into the bones. Suddenly Eustace appears. His figure blocks the glow ahead. But something is wrong. His hat is pulled lower than usual, his shoulders hunched, his grin wider, sharper. He tilts his head, and for a moment, his face flickers half human, half something else. His voice booms, warped and monstrous. "Stupid dog. You can't save her." The walls bend, the floor ripples like liquid. The house becomes a maze of shifting corridors, designed to swallow him whole. Courage stumbles, whines, but then steadies himself. His shadow on the wall stretches taller, bolder, as though the storm outside lends him its strength. He barks once, then again. Each bark louder than the last, echoing like defiance against the storm. The distorted Eustace snarls, the grin splitting wider until his face tears into a void of teeth. He lunges, but lightning crashes through the windows, blasting the hallway in white light. In that instant, courage darts beneath him. Racing toward the glow at the end, the door slams behind him. Inside, the glow reveals Muriel bound by black vines crawling up from the floor, tightening around her arms. Her face is pale, but her eyes soften when they meet Courage's. She whispers, trembling, "Courage." The vines writhe, hissing like serpents. They tighten, pulling her down. Courage lunges, biting, scratching, his body dwarfed by the massive shadows. Each time he pulls, the vines fight harder, striking at him with claws that sprout from their tendrils. He yelps, stumbles, but refuses to let go. His teeth sink deeper, his paws claw harder. The storm outside howls in unison, shaking the whole house. The ceiling splits open, revealing a sky filled not with stars but with eyes, thousands of glowing orbs, watching, unblinking. The vines screech, retreating slightly, as if afraid of the storm's judgment. Courage's small frame shines in the flashes of lightning, his silhouette standing firm against the darkness. The deep, steady voice returns, heavier than ever, almost like a drumbeat rolling through the earth. Courage is not found in strength. It is found in the trembling hand that refuses to let go, in the smallest heart that dares to fight. With one final growl, courage tears through the last vine. Muriel collapses into his paws, coughing but alive. The shadows recoil, screaming, their forms unraveling into smoke that the storm swallows. The walls of the farmhouse shake violently, then fall silent. The screen cuts to black, a single sound remains, Courage's heavy breathing, quick and uneven. Then Muriel's faint whisper, "My brave little dog." The silence stretches. Then boom. The title slams onto the screen, shaking with impact. Courage, the Cowardly Dog live action -2025. The letters burn across the darkness, glowing like fire against the void. A pause. Then, faintly, a familiar sound echoes through the silence. Courage's iconic trembling whine, drawn out and eerie. Ooh, ooh. It fades into nothing, leaving only darkness. On-screen text appears in sharp white. Coming soon, only in theaters. The storm's final rumble carries the trailer out.